Hello everyone, this is Korean Billy and I am now in Korea.
I'm John from America.
Chantélle from South Africa.
Walter from Australia.
And Sam from England.
So we are coming to you from South Korea now. Things are not going very well these days because of the virus going on. I just want to hear your thoughts, what it's like to be a foreigner in Korea, staying in Korea. Because you are now living in Korea and working in Korea these days. First of all, what do you generally think of things going on in Korea these days?
I feel generally lucky to be here. I know there was a lot of sort of fear that was in the beginning, but as we get further along, I'd have to say I'm definitely happy to be in Korea.
I definitely agree there. I feel very fortunate to be in Korea at the moment, and I do think that the Korean government did very well in how they're trying to deal with it and how quick they were with all the testing. I honestly don't think I want to be in South Africa at the moment.
What makes you think that way?
Well, they're on lockdown today, so no one's allowed to leave their homes for 21 days, basically.
Really?
Yes.
21?
Yes.
But what about like groceries you can do? But
It's very strict. Apparently the military is going to be in the streets and the roads. So they're going to be checking why you're out. It's chaos in the shops now. My sister was yesterday, I can't find chicken and eggs. So it's kind of chaos at the moment. But I mean, they did it quick enough and it's really good that they did that. But I'm still very fortunate to rather be in Korea at the moment.
I mean, we can meet and we can go get groceries.
Yes, we're not on lockdown. I can still come to work. I have a job. You know, many people are not being paid now because they're not working, which is awful.
One of the best testing places in the world. I feel very lucky to be here. It was worrying at the start because how many people there are in Korea and how dense the country is. However, as we speak today, we are seeing a decrease, so it really is such a relief for us. Australia is going through a pretty difficult time at the moment as well, so I feel great being here, but I do feel a bit sad that a lot of my friends and family are suffering at the moment in Australia.
What was interesting was that I was in England when the outbreak happened in Korea. I left for England on February 13th. And actually, I didn't follow the news for a few days. My dad was just like, hey Sam, did you hear about the outbreak in Korea? But obviously I needed to come back. I got bills to pay, money to make, so I needed to come back.
People to teach.
Yeah, students to teach. So my parents were extremely worried when I was actually coming back to Korea, but the situation has completely flipped.
Yeah.
And I'm extremely worried about my whole family now. Everyone's doing self-isolation, but all the supermarkets have been sold out. People are taking this toilet paper
Panic
thing.
buying is just, it's ridiculous, honestly.
The whole toilet paper thing was really interesting.
Why?
I just couldn't
What
get
are
it.
you doing in your bathroom?
So the
How often do you go?
coronavirus will count your toilet paper and say, oh, you have a lot, I won't come to you.
Yeah.
I can't understand why.
I don't get it.
Can you guess why people are hoarding toilet papers?
I know in the US what happens is you have maybe 2% of people going to get toilet paper and the other 10% seeing them, and then they go get toilet paper, and then the rest of the people, because so many people are buying toilet paper, all of a sudden they get scared and then they buy toilet paper. So that's basically definition of panic buying.
Yeah.
When we talk about priority, is the toilet paper over the food though?
That's
I don't understand
That's
that.
my
I don't
question.
get it unless it's edible toilet paper.
Sure.
I
It
just
is.
don't get
My priorities would be food and alcohol.
Or something.
food and alcohol.
What do you think of shopping in Korea these days then? Can you sense any panic buying? Or
No.
I've noticed that online shopping is a lot different.
Yeah.
Obviously, rocket
That's-
delivery
yeah.
is not as accessible these days.
And a lot of things are sold out on coupon.
Normal times, right? It would be maybe 2 days later, 3 days later.
Yeah.
It's becoming at least 4 or 5 days in some cases. That's the only thing. But as far as the supermarkets, I really haven't seen any low stock in any
No.
places.
No,
I order a lot of food on coupon fresh. A lot of the meat will be sold out, but the next day it's restocked again. You know,
Right.
so they do sell out quicker, but it's always restocked soon enough. You know, it's not sold out completely.
So
I
you're
love-
using coupon a lot?
yeah, so everything.
Coupon's great.
It's
Email
so
to-
convenient.
email
yes.
delivery.
And also food delivery as well in Korea.
Yeah,
Oh my
that too.
god, it's the best.
I'm really good at that as well.
I suggest walking to the nearest mart. My mart
Yes.
is just, it's the same as it's always
Yeah,
been.
mine too.
Would you
Yeah.
rather stay in Korea, not going back to
Yes.
your
Oh,
family?
absolutely.
100%. I love my country, I miss my country, but at the moment, Korea is 100% safer for me.
Maybe your parents are quite worried about you being in Korea, but what do your parents say to you these
Well,
days?
they were worried. They're just very relieved at the moment for well, me being in Korea. It's better that you're in Korea right now.
My mum was really quite worried at the start. Like, she's a typical older lady who takes basically the whole news as complete evidence that the whole world is coming down. But now, like in Australia, as the situation is getting worse, she has to worry more about herself right now than worry about me, which is, I completely understand.
She also realizes me being here is better, but literally every day she's like, are you still okay? Please wear your mask. Don't go out after work, you know, every day still. But now I, like they've said too, I feel more worried about them now.
I texted my mom when this started and I said, I know you've probably seen the news. Don't worry, we're being safe, we're taking measures. And she replied, what? What are you talking about?
What news?
I was like, oh, the coronavirus. And she's like, huh? And I was like, oh, there's a virus that's going on in China and it's coming to Korea now. And she was like, oh, yeah, I think I've seen that on the news. So at first there was like nothing on their radar. Later on, they got a little worried. They didn't tell me to come back, but they did say, look, you really need to be careful.
Many countries have been like getting a lot of attention for reacting too late to the situation. Like America and Australia,
Yes.
even Australia.
Yeah.
Every other country is far behind China and Korea at the moment.
Yeah.
And what do you think of the measures being made by the Korean government? Because
Oh, they're great, yeah. I mean, the communication has been amazing. We get updates, multiple updates per day, per hour. They inform you of like where the virus is at the moment, where the outbreaks are.
Yeah.
So communication is great. I know that the government didn't stop flights, which has annoyed a lot of people.
Yeah, people
Yeah,
are upset
right,
about
right.
that.
Because that would have made people feel a bit more easy.
Yeah.
But in general, it's been great.
One thing that I don't like about them is we don't need to know the age and sex of the person. Just say where they are.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit worried that people's identities are being hurt from this, but otherwise it is good to know and good to see a lot of like information.
But do you get enough information in English in Korea though?
Oh,
No.
When you get like emergency messages, they are all in Korean,
Yes,
Correct.
it's
right?
in Korean. We have
They
to
are not
translate
translated
it.
into English.
No.
for
and you cannot copy on my phone.
Can't
You can't copy.
it. No, you have to screenshot, take it to your translator, copy, check. But online, there are so many foreign communities who have been translating everything. Because I'm part of various groups on Facebook. They have been sharing constant information that's been translated. So I felt informed, but it's because foreigners or, you know, Korean Americans or whatever, they made that effort to translate the things. So as for the government sending out a lot of English publications or whatever,
Yeah.
not so much really.
Yeah, that is true. Actually, I didn't think about that. If you didn't know any Korean or didn't have access to
Yes.
translation or
Right.
those sites, it would be quite hard.
It would be a little more difficult, yeah.
What do you think of Korean people following the rules these days?
Have you seen Gangnam? It's like
Yeah.
spring is in there, let's go out. Not anymore. But they did very well for a long time.
Because the weather is warming up here now in Korea, I have noticed like more people are getting a bit more adventurous. It's just like, oh, it's getting better, so we can do things
Yeah.
again, right?
Yeah, that's
So-
what
That's why we
careful.
should be careful of that.
I think everyone would sort of react that way as well. I
It's very
think.
natural.
Whereas I think the response in other countries has been a little bit less followed. The fact that Western philosophy is very focused on the individual and then to the community, it becomes a type of a mindset where people really are okay with their own individual life. I'm fine. I'm not sick. My friend's fine. They're not sick. Let's go.
Yeah.
However, I feel like in Korea, there's definitely this philosophy of community.
More like
First.
collectivism.
Exactly. And that has definitely helped people have this idea that I am protecting not just myself, but I'm protecting my grandpa. I'm protecting the community around me that I don't even know. Usually in Korea, we don't know our neighbor, but we're still there protecting them. So I think that could be one factor.
It's the whole reason the whole panic buying, of course, like they're buying that. I need to watch out for myself. I'm going to buy more.
Yeah.
And it gets into like this really weird, vicious cycle.
In Korea, everybody is forcing each other to wear a mask, and if someone doesn't wear a mask, it feels a bit awkward.
You're
Oh,
in
yeah, it's
trouble.
Being in a public place back in your country, like what do people think of someone who wears a mask or who doesn't wear a mask these days?
I remember when I was younger, and there was I can't remember which outbreak there was, and I was living in Australia. Only Asians were wearing masks at the time. I think it is actually a growing culture within Australia at the moment where not everyone is wearing masks. It's not like Korea where basically 95% of everyone is wearing masks.
It's like normal.
Yeah, right.
There is air pollution in Korea, so
Yeah.
I think Korean people naturally got used
Yes.
to wearing a mask.
Yes.
But is it not that common to wear a mask back in your country?
Even if there's an epidemic of some kind, I know we had like MERS, even then there's no masks. The only people wearing masks are medical professionals, construction workers too. That's it.
Is it because it's hard to get a mask or just people don't wear it?
I really don't know why, but I do remember my first feeling coming to Korea. It was weird to see people with masks on. I was like, are these people all sick?
Yes.
At first.
And
And
for
I
me.
felt weird
Yeah.
wearing a mask for my first
Yes.
few months.
Yeah.
Now it's just a part of my outfit, whether we are going through a pandemic or we're just having some pollution, or maybe I'm just cold and it's winter and it helps warm my face. Masks are fine.
If we see somebody wearing a mask, we think something's wrong with that person.
Yes.
Sick.
Subconscious or not, sick. So I'm not totally sure because we've all got pretty used to it in Korea. It just stops us from touching our face. That's the main way we get it through
At the
physical
moment,
contact.
yeah.
You know, and probably in this video, like I noticed, like I was like touching my face. It's just such a habit.
Yeah.
You're not conscious of it, so
Yeah.
it does make an impact.
Yeah.
So some people might think wearing a mask is not about precaution, but about already having a disease then.
That
Exactly.
would be the
Maybe. I'm not
mindset
too sure,
in
but
other
maybe.
countries, yes.
The government is like announcing that there's gonna be some financial support, but like as a foreigner for you, can you get any like support in Korea though?
Not that I know of.
For those who lose their jobs, like they can be kind of like compensated in their country. But like what if you lose a job in Korea and then go back to your country?
No,
You can't
Doubt
get
it.
we
anything?
wouldn't. No.
Doubt
Hey,
probably
mom and
not.
dad, help me.
They will compensate us, not the government.
Yeah.
Can you also easily get medical support in Korea as a foreigner?
Oh yes.
Oh, yeah.
We're on the national health care, so we pay for that each month. So yeah.
Unless you break a
Covers for
bone.
them.
Yeah, I broke a
Story,
bone
right?
recently, and they were like, "Your insurance covers something, but because you're
Not
a foreigner,
everything.
no, you have to pay this much more."
Oh.
And that's why I went back to England. But in general, like the health insurance here is very good,
Yeah.
and health, like the medical system here is great. Yeah.
And specifically for an American, it's amazing because even though I would have to pay more for a broken bone, it wouldn't be near as much as I have to pay
in
personally
America.
in America.
Oh God, yeah.
It's really sad to see many people's situations, but I've looked at the world a bit differently as well and tried to take some sort of positive light out of this whole thing rather than just think, oh, we're all stupid for going out and doing this. I think we're all able to help each other, and I think that's a really cool thing.
Because I've seen people who have been volunteering to bring older people and people who are in a weaker state or more vulnerable, offering to bring them groceries and food and donating things. It's like you do see such a good side of humanity in the world even through things like a pandemic. So it's not all
Kindness is
bleak.
coming out.
Yeah, kindness is coming out, which gives me hope.
Yeah.
Alright, so we've been talking about what it's like to be in Korea as a foreigner with my mates. And if you like this video, don't forget to click thumbs up and subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell, comment as well. And please stay safe
Yes.
in your country.
Yes.
I think like people from many other countries watch this video. So please stay safe and be careful. That's it for today. Thanks for joining me and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.